Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of Little Prince. We have a guest today, a very special, exciting guest. But before we get into that, we would like to give a shout out to Ghost Energy, who is not a sponsor,
Yet.
but we will be drinking it anyways.
And
JB, what
Lindsey,
are you drinking today?
vodka.
Okay.
Nice.
With Ghost, that is a dangerous combination.
Present
Sure.
downers.
Yeah, no.
Oh, gosh. Okay, we'll move right on. Today's guest, we have Lindsey.
Lindsey,
Hello.
Wait. Oh, go ahead.
better
JB.
known as Books with Bagel. It's
Yes.
not bagels,
No.
just one
Singular.
bagel.
One
Wh-
bagel.
Why? Why not bagels?
So it actually goes into why I have this headset. That's my gamer tag is blonde bagel. So when I made my Bookstagram, at the time I was like, I'm not going to let anybody know my personal information or my name. Obviously, it didn't last long. So I'm like, Books with Bagel. Because I have had people ask, well, where are the bagels? I don't know. I am the bagel. Like, I don't need to post, but I do love bagels because when I made my gamer tag, I was eating them every morning. So it just made sense. And I love alliteration. Blonde
Okay,
bagel.
so are you still a gamer?
I do, yeah, I do. I do love my games.
How cool
Very
are
much
you?
so.
Are you a first-person shooter or?
I mix it. I have really bad eyesight, so when I do first-person shooters, it's a struggle, especially if it's camouflage. Like Call of Duty, don't put me in that. I can't see anywhere. But I like cozy games too, like just little organizing, power washing simulator, just
Oh my
weird stuff.
God.
Just
That's
did that
organic
those.
power washing simulator.
Yes,
It's
it's the
so
best.
good.
It's so
But wait,
good.
but wait, are you like on what's it called? What's the
Which
I
yes?
don't stream. No, I don't stream.
Okay.
I'd love to. I just don't have the setup for it because I play on an Xbox and you need a PC setup to even have monitors and all that. I would love to. I
yeah.
would think so. But yeah, no, I don't. It'd be cool.
That is
Love
so
streaming.
fascinating. I never knew that. But so is that like your alter ego? Books with Bagel, and then I love it.
Is Bagel like a
Superman.
nickname that you had? Like, how did you come up with Bagel?
No, it was just because when I'm a newer gamer. I started 2023 really like actually like every day I would log on to something. And at the time my old gamer tag like way back used to be Ditzy Donut because I like alliteration. I just kept with the pastry, bakery themed. So then when I
Food,
made
I love that.
no, so when I made I was like I'm blonde, I'm eating bagels all the time. Blonde bagel. And it wasn't
I do
taken
love a good
obviously
bagel.
because nobody's going to combo that on a first person shooter game.
No, I bet you have no
No.
problem with the like, oh, this name tag is already taken.
Yeah.
Ever. No. And I even was a redhead one time and tried to switch it to strawberry bagel and that was taken. So then I'm like, I'm going to keep blonde bagel forever. I don't care. No matter what hair
It
color I
reminds
have.
me. It reminds me of my brother's fiance. Her gamer tag is Dustpan because when she was setting up her gaming stuff, she's just like, Dustpan, and
I
that
love
is
it.
what she.
That's a great call out.
Yeah, it's so funny.
So what's your favorite kind of bagel?
I was
Good question.
notorious. I made everything bagel because you can do anything with it. But I would make it into a bagel sandwich. And so whenever I wanted to be really unhealthy for my breakfast, I would put cream cheese on it, bacon, slice of cheddar cheese, hot sauce, and did I say an egg? Yeah, like make sure that egg is dripping, all yolky. That would be like
I'm coming
my go-to.
over.
Oh,
You
I know
you-
it's
you
great.
got those?
It's so good.
That
It was so
sounds so
good.
good. So when I went to law school, there was this little bakery in my neighborhood. They made Pregels, so bagels out of pretzel dough. And oh my God, like I still salivate over that. I'm going back up. I went to law school in Sacramento. I'm going back up to Sacramento in December and I'm stopping by that bakery and I'm getting a Prego. They're so
That
good.
sounds so good. Pragel. I'll have to check that out.
I had a bad thing with bagels for a long time. I just buy like packs and packs of them and it'd be like all I would eat. And people were like, "Are you gonna eat anything else?" I'm like, "No, bagels are the perfect food.
They
I don't
are
need anything else."
They are. You can do it with anything.
delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Not
them.
that this
so good.
podcast is just about bagels.
Just
There's
bagels.
so much
It.
more.
That's why you wanted me on, even though I have no bagel expertise.
Just because we wanted
But-
to talk about your tag.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
I've never even done like a why, but some people, if they've messaged me, they've said like, "Oh, thanks, bagel." So like they've kind of taken it on, but I'm also like, I go by Lindsey because obviously that's my name.
Yeah.
But also I've had people also like they're like, "Oh, I followed for the bagels," and I'm like, You
But your
may unfollow soon.
anniversary, your 1-year Bookstagram anniversary picture, you did have the bagels.
I did have a bagel cake because I don't like cake. So it just made sense.
Oh, are
Yeah.
you not a sweet
Oh.
person? Like,
Uh, Off and on.
sweet
It
baked
kind of depends. Cake has always been too rich for me. I think
Mm,
it's the icing, honestly. Icing with the
okay.
cake, not a
agreed.
good combo for me. So I'm just
Agreed.
ice cream, chocolate chip cookie, tear it up. But
All good.
cake,
Yeah. There's something about
not my
that
favorite.
frosting. I don't like it. It's
It's too
like
much.
Yeah,
cloyingly sweet.
It's too much. It's
I
gross.
agree.
Don't
So,
So
ask
let's
me.
oh, go ahead, JB.
well, I'm just going to dive right into it. Okay, so you just had your 1 year. We should say that Lindsey, Books with Bagel, is a bookstagrammer. That's why you're here, but you're also a
Yes.
gamer, but mostly because of the bookish content, right?
Oh,
And
yes.
so you just posted in March it was your 1 year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
I went back to your Instagram and found your very first Books with Bagel post.
LOL.
Woo!
And so I want to
Mhm.
ask you some things. So you posted just the cover. It was Britt Marie was here. Do you remember that?
Yes, because I went back to make sure I knew what the right 1 year date was.
Oh,
So I did
you're like,
scroll
what is
back
my
to see.
anniversary
It's
again?
like I don't even know because I didn't write this down. This wasn't supposed to be what it is now at all when I first
Yeah.
started it.
Yeah, so I
So
was gonna
yes, I
ask
do
you,
know the
like,
post.
what made you decide you wanted to do this? Any like what's your story, your origin
Yeah,
story?
my origin story, my lore. Well, I've always been a reader, like straight, honestly from the womb. Like my dad would read to me while I was just floating around in there. So I feel like
Oh.
that's always been kind of just something I knew I was going to be interested in. Um, and then I had the very standard, went through school, college. I didn't want to read for fun. I'm reading textbooks. So I started reading
Mhm.
again back during quarantine. And I actually did try to make a bookstagram back then, but it was awful and I deleted it. It only had like 20 followers. I had it for a couple months. I'm like, this is dumb. I don't want to do this. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. No one even cares. And
Mhm.
so I deleted it. And then my gaming friends actually, I kept talking to them about what I was reading. And then one of them, also all my gaming friends are like 40 years old plus, their parents, with kids. Like I don't play with anyone my age. I don't know.
That's
I don't know why it
awesome.
is. So like it was this one girl in particular, this one woman. Her name is Danny. I'll tell her about this. Hey Danny.
Hi,
She was
Danny.
like, you should
Hi,
start. Yeah, hi
Danny.
Danny. Yeah. She's like, you should start a book talk. She's like, I keep getting book talk things. So I did, and I tried book talk and I didn't really like it. And then I transferred
Mhm.
over to Bookstagram when that first wave of, oh, TikTok's gonna get shut down. So I'm like, oh, I'll just make a Bookstagram again and like have this as a backup. And then I fell in love with Bookstagram. So
Yeah.
much more than TikTok. Oh my gosh. So
What do
much
you
more.
think is like the main difference between Bookstagram and Book Talk?
I feel like Bookstagram, it's more personal. It's a lot easier
Mhm.
to connect, I've seen, because I mean, I obviously didn't do book talk that long, but I don't know. I think, yeah, you're able to have conversations with people more. Um, it's not necessarily an attention span thing. Yeah, it's just more intimate. I don't know. I was never
I
able to connect
agree.
with anyone on book talk, like ever, other than in the comments, like, thank you. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
totally
Instagram we can
agree. I
talk.
think that TikTok is like a big ocean and you're just floating around, not knowing kind of where
Mm-hmm.
your place is. Even though they have a community, it is not nearly as strong, as dedicated, as just amazing as Instagram's. Like you
Mm-hmm.
go into the bookish community on Instagram and you are just like wholeheartedly welcomed by like
Yes.
everybody. You're not fighting for a place, you just belong. Like you're just that's it. That's how I feel with
Mm-hmm.
Bookstagram.
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
how I
I
feel too.
think that for book talk, it's good to get like your stuff out there, just
Yeah,
because I feel like more people see it. Maybe because there's just so much more scrolling versus Instagram. You're right. It's more intimate. It has more that familial, personal kind of feel, and you really get to connect with people. You just message. I
totally.
Yes.
mean, that's how
It's
I
so
came
great.
across your
I
Instagram, both of
know.
yours, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
people just popped up on my For You pages. I'm
Mhm.
like, well, guess what I'm hitting up? Both of you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
because I
great.
loved your stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
think too I think too with Bookstagram, you have a lot more opportunities to be creative. Like TikTok,
Yes.
actually, because I do still get on TikTok and I'll see book talk videos, and now they keep posting pictures and like you swipe and it's like that's what Bookstagram kind of is, but now you can do reels and all of that. I think you have
yeah,
more opportunities for creativity. Whereas when Book Talk first started, it was also film, film, film. Also, that's another thing. I don't want to sit down and film all day. I'm
yeah,
tired. I
agreed.
don't want to have to set up a background or do anything. And I'm already shaky. Like, I'm not going to be able to even do anything. So yeah, I was like, so that's my thing. But yeah, the community is definitely what's
Yeah,
kept me
it's
around
much nicer to
Bookstagram a
just
lot
be able to
longer.
snap a picture than having to, like,
Yes.
set up a whole reel that
Yes.
may or may
Totally.
not get seen because I'm perpetually in 200, 300 view prison on TikTok. I'm like, I just don't know what
Rough.
I'm doing wrong.
It's rough.
No,
I don't know
I
how
think
people
that
get it.
it's just TikTok, and honestly, it's so funny because I feel this sense of like, and it's so weird. I bet you nobody feels the same, but I feel kind of dirty posting to TikTok. Like it's just like in like a weird way where I'm just
Let's analyze
like
that.
yeah, let's talk about this with my therapist.
This is actually your podcast now. Like, what's going on? Your interview, your conversation.
In the sense of like I have such an allegiance to my community on Instagram that it feels like I'm posting on
Are
TikTok
you
just
cheating?
to have more content on a different platform. It's the same content. And no, I don't think it's cheating. I don't know. I think that TikTok is a weird freaking place. Okay? There's such weird things like the whole alien thing where the spaceships and the drones and stuff like that. And you guys if you guys didn't end up on that part of TikTok, I was
I
stuck there
did
for like
not.
months.
No, I
Crazy.
was
The
not there.
algorithm did you dirty.
Literally, and that's like I would go on and it's like the drones, they're in Sacramento and they're abducting people and you can't shoot them down because they have force fields. And I was like, and it was like all over the place. I can't believe you guys didn't see this. Maybe this is
No.
specifically targeted to me for some reason. But it was every time I opened my phone, it was so overwhelming that it was everywhere. And I was like, I stopped and I was like, why am I not seeing this everywhere? If this is a world phenomenon that we've got drones that are flying around that you can't shoot out of the sky and orbs, why are we not seeing this on Instagram? Why are we not seeing this on the news? Why are we not seeing this on Facebook? And it's just like, it's weird because TikTok has this like, their own, like, universe that I just don't like.
You make a really
But
good point because, like,
weird.
there's danger in the algorithm, right? You really fall into, like, that
100%.
confirmation bias, and that's how especially during 2020, like, I remember because we were all shut down and we were all on our devices so much, like, the conspiracy theories just
Crazy.
and, like, you
I have
can really
aliens
go down a
talking to
rabbit
me.
hole. I remember there
Mhm.
being
Yep.
something about, like, wardrobes, and it's just being a name for, like, trafficked children. I was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah. Anything and everything is on TikTok, and you can, like, end up in a place where you're literally watching, like, I don't wanna say the word, but, like, unaliving people, and you're like, "How is that on
There's like no
social
censorship with
media?"
it.
I
Yeah,
know.
Yeah,
and
you don't
I
block
just
it
feel
from a lot.
so much safe so more safe
So
I
much
feel so much more safe and cozy and with my people on Instagram. I think it's
Mhm.
just posting on the different platforms to see, maybe it'll blow up, you know? I had a stint on TikTok where I did a lot of voiceovers and I had a character and I had like
So fun.
5,000 followers and it was a fun place to be at that point in time in my life. But I'm just at a point in time where I'm like, I just want to be cozy with my Instagram people.
It's a
Do you
great
feel
place.
cozy with your Instagram people, Lindsay?
I do. I love it.
Yeah.
'Cause also too, I've been out of college for 3 years now, and it's hard making friends as an adult. It really is. Like,
Oh
all
my
of my
God.
best friends are
Yep.
sprinkled everywhere. I have people in different states, and I feel like Bookstagram is just a very quick access. Like, these are my people, and they're gonna be with me, and we've been able to form this relationship without having met, and it's just great. Like, this has been my little outlet. Obviously, I need to, like, get outside more and meet real people, but it's wonderful. I love it. I don't ever get on Bookstagram and hate that I logged in today. Other than when it
No,
gets,
me
like, a little
neither.
crazy. Yeah, other than if it gets, like, really crazy and a little hateful, because then they bring book talk drama over there. I'm like, "Leave
Yeah.
that over in that app." Like, we don't
Yeah.
need
It
that on here.
does. We were
Mhm.
talking about that early on, sort of how safe the book community feels, right? Because we're
Mhm.
all just like talking about things that we love, which is books. But and then Tyler had this theory that's like, I'm like, why is there drama? Who cares? Who cares if for one person listening to an audiobook constitutes reading and for another it doesn't? Like, who cares? It doesn't hurt you. And Tyler's like, well, I think it's because there's not enough drama in the book community, so people have to make up drama in the book
Yeah.
community. And some of this
That's
stuff,
so
I'm just
real.
like, "Oh, really?" And people will, like, randomly just I'm like, "Why did you feel it was necessary to post this on the internet?" And it's,
Another
like,
Yeah.
process.
cyclical.
Mhm.
You see the same stuff popping up again and again and again and again. It's like, "Okay, we've discussed this 9 months ago."
Why are we
Yeah.
bringing it back up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any part about Bookstagram that you don't love? 'Cause
Hmm.
you had your hot take. Do you remember
I
filling out
don't. I was trying to think of I remember filling it out. I don't remember anything that I put. So,
Okay, I'm gonna
yeah,
your
what did
hot
I
take
say?
your
'Cause
hot
I
take
can
was great because we actually
Mhm.
okay.
completely agree with it.
Mhm.
So we asked you for your hot take, and you said, "Oh my gosh, so many,"
Yes.
um, in
Sounds
all
about right.
caps.
Yeah,
And
sounds
then you
about
said,
right.
"The first one that comes to mind is the overconsumption that book social media influences is
Ugh,
insane."
yeah, okay,
Yeah,
that's ringing
yeah,
some bells.
and we
Mhm.
completely agree with that.
Yeah, it's crazy because I mean, when I first started, I mean, based off of my first picture, just a book. Like, I was just gonna talk about books, and then the more accounts you find and my thing is the amount of trinkets people have laying around for their flat lay pictures, they have, like,
Yeah.
every seasonal thing. I'm like, "Where do you put this when you're done with the picture? Do you have a box of
Mhm.
book props?" And then it's also became, well, I have to have the most aesthetic looking bookshelf, I have to have this special edition, I have to have this book merch, like, I'm not valid in this fandom if I don't have it visibly shown, and it's just yeah,
Mhm.
it all piles on, and so I found myself too, like, because I follow a lot of really pretty book photography more
Accounts.
pages,
Mhm.
and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, that's great, I love that y'all have that," and I found myself being like, "You know what? I should go get some props." But I hate that, that's not me at all, but because I keep seeing it, I'm like, "Wow, I wanna buy
Yeah.
this. I wanna
Yeah,
have a Christmas-themed bookshelf with all this stuff." Um,
yeah.
but yeah,
I
no,
do I do
it's
love, like,
awful.
the color coordinated little bookshelves, and I'm like, I could
Yeah.
never. I mean, my bookshelf is literally like that. It's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
with you. I mean, it's beautiful, and I'm low key envious of people who can do that, but I'm like, I don't know how, I don't
Mhm.
know, and I don't wanna spend the money. And not only that,
yeah.
but right, like the special editions too, and this like Tyler was saying, "You're not a real bookstagrammer if you haven't read the ACOTAR series." And I'm like,
Mhm.
That's
"What?"
what I've been told. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it's
I still
yeah,
haven't, and I probably won't just
it's okay.
because F that person, but
I was like that was my first little fantasy one in 2020.
Me
It's
Yeah.
too.
okay. I've read better since then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
It's like the gateway into fantasy
Mhm.
or
That's what
Just
romance.
everyone says, but there's
mhm.
so much out there. I also just wanted to say, like, on your Bookstagram, I love how you're breaking those social norms. Like, like, one of the posts that you did where you're like, "Come hang out with me for the day." And we
I
just
do
went with
love
you, we got a
those. You need to
coffee,
do
and
more of
we're
those.
listening to
Thanks.
music, and I'm just, like, hanging out with you, and it's via picture, and I thought that that was such a cool idea, and also, like, as a
Thanks.
content creator myself, I was like, not this is not said in any kind of a negative way, but that is so low effort. Like, the editing takes the time, but, like, if you're, like, a daily vlogger, you're out catching B-roll of stuff everywhere you go, and that was just a really smart way from a creator's perspective to take, um, a subscriber or a bookstagrammer on a journey with you, and it was just so well done, and I was like, I wanted to do it, and then every time I've gone out, I've forgotten, so
It's okay.
I
Do
love
it
those
tomorrow.
posts. I
Yeah,
think it's that stuff, like, that you do that makes it so intimate. Like, you really
100%.
are allowing people who follow you to be a part of your life. I love that.
Yes, because we do get caught up in the aesthetics of Bookstagram so
Yes.
much, and I even like, I catch myself, and I think that's why I posted that too, because I'm like, "Oh, I'm only posting reviews, but people don't even know who I am," so you just kinda get lost in, you
Mhm.
know I liked your comparison. It was like an ocean of TikTok, but like an ocean of Bookstagram. So it's like, well, everyone's kinda the same at that point, but yeah, thank you for that compliment. That's
Yours
really
is
great.
so refreshing. Yeah, no, I thought it's so cool, and your editing style is so uniquely you. You've
Thank you.
created this, like, visual that you see it, and you're like, "Oh, that's Books.With.Bagel." Like,
Oh,
you know just from your editing that it's your post.
thank
Yeah,
you.
I agree. It's also very, I don't know how properly to explain it, but that was not the right word order. How to properly explain it. Your posts are always so bright. They're very like
Mhm,
Mhm.
springy. They put me in a
mhm.
good mood when I see
They're
them. Like
joyful.
your
Thank
pictures,
Yeah.
yeah,
you.
they're just happy, which is
Mhm.
funny because, and we mentioned this earlier. I know that you're pretty open also with your mental health struggles, right?
Mhm.
So is your bookstagram like a way for you to cope with those? Would you say?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely as I mean, I've already said it's a safe space in terms of people, but, like, I love reading so much. I love the worlds, and why would I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of not a fake version of me, but it's like this is all the happy parts of my life kind of in
Mhm.
one. And it's also great
Yeah.
because I do go back and I look at certain posts, not in a egotistical way, but it's like, man, like life is actually really good because I was able to read this book. I was able to go to this place. I was able to meet an author, meet like there's so much good. And so I like having that as a little time capsule of seeing it. Cause yes, I do have, yeah, I've been very open with my mental health, but yeah. It's funny too, because the editing style, it kind of made itself on its own. Like I had no plan at all starting. And then yeah, I'm like, "Oh, I'm using the same filter. And it's kind of orangey pink and it's fun and it's cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I love it. So
You created
for
your own
myself.
brand, and when it comes naturally like that, like, with my "Hello, Happy, Good Morning," my intro, I literally said it once one day, and I was like, "What the hell did I just say? Like, that doesn't make any sense." And then I was like, "Actually, this is now my whole thing." Like, I was like, "I'm changing all my social medias." Like, I love it. It's so bright. It's so, like, welcoming. So it, like, creates that brand, but when it comes naturally and you don't have to sit there and go through, like, styles of fonts and try and put something together, but it's just something that kind of slowly over time becomes like your brand is it's so nice from like a creator's perspective. You're just like,
Hmm.
I know my preset, I know what my font is going to be, I have an idea of what the content's going to be, and it takes I think a lot of the load off you don't have to make it all matchy match, right? Like it
Hmm.
just naturally happens.
Exactly. And I feel like I guess motivation for still posting and why it is such a happy, seemingly happy. It is happy. Why? But it's
Mhm.
because I have that small, close knit community of friends that I know are going to be in the comments, and they're like, "Love that."
Mhm.
I know they're gonna like what they did. Maybe even do it their own way, or maybe I took inspiration from them, and it's just kind of like a share. It's a group chat without being a group chat, and I love that.
100%.
Um, because I never started it for the sake of being a or growing as a followers or having I don't wanna be an influencer, I don't care about that at all, so I think having it morphed into this and having the community behind it has made me like, "You know what? I think I'm gonna post even if I get 2 likes," because I know
Mhm.
that you're gonna be there supporting it, and that's also, yeah, why I think it's all been pretty happy. Because I want it to
Yeah.
also be an escape for other people too, it's an escape for me.
100%.
Come
100%.
with Books with Bagel. Get a bagel. I'm not
Come hang
having one,
out.
but you can have one.
Bring bring your
Yeah.
own bagel.
Yes!
BYOB.
BYOB in the new way, I love it. Yeah.
I just wanna touch actually on that because, like, for content creators, it's really hard to not focus on the numbers. Like, I just opened up my Instagram, I'm like, "I lost 2 followers, don't know why, don't care." You
Mhm.
know? Like, it doesn't matter. But to see your growth in 1 year being I think you're at, like, 4,500 something?
Yeah, I just hit that
That's
yesterday. Weird.
that
Yeah.
is
That's
incredible
awesome.
growth
Thank
for
you.
a year. Do you have any like, did you was there a point in time where something clicked and you were just like, "Oh, now I'm starting to gain that following," or was it just a slow rise to where you are?
There are a lot of plateaus for sure. I
Mhm.
think, especially with newer accounts, I feel like the algorithm just pushes that really quickly, and so I got a lot of followers from the get-go without actually having anything. I also had a reel at the very beginning grow a lot. Since then, I haven't even come close to that. Um, I I had one friend, she's actually an author too, and she would always tell me, like, "I just love how authentic you are. Like, you don't seem
Yes.
like you're putting on a persona." And I think with that and slowly obviously morphing my creativity and, even with a review, I think you can slowly start to see, like, yeah, this is genuine. I would hope so. Like, this girl's not doing it for the likes, for the follow. Like, it genuinely feels like a friend. And I think
Yes.
that's why. So with the growth, yeah, I was at a plateau for a long time, and it was actually my 1-year Bookstagram post. I have 3,000 likes on that. I tried my lights turned off, but I got
Wow.
3,000 likes. I put it on my story once, and then I don't know what the algorithm did with it, but that caused me to even get close to where I am now because I got, like,
Wow.
900 followers from like, it was crazy,
Wow.
and it's just
That was
little
such a
things
cute
like that.
post too.
Thanks, yeah, I really liked creating but I've never done anything intentionally, or I don't think I've really had anything skyrocket. It's been very gradual. It sits for a bit,
Mm.
it grows a little bit, comes back a little bit, sits, up, down. I think it just depends. It's so weird because it's like, yeah, that one, and then the next one got like 60 likes. It's so weird. I don't understand how it works.
Yeah. I don't
Um,
understand it either.
I don't
so
know,
I
and
was like,
anybody who tells you they know how it works is full of baloney.
yes, they have no
Full of
clue.
baloney.
So
They don't
yeah,
know either.
no one does. It's so, I mean, that's social media is so whack in that way. Nobody knows how to
Agreed.
work it. I don't even think it knows how to work itself.
No.
It doesn't
I
know what to
think
do with
that
all of it. Like, has no clue.
yeah, exactly.
No clue at
I think
all.
it's just artificial intelligence. It's creating its own ways of
It's
doing
ridiculous.
things.
Yep. I think
Ridiculous.
when you touched upon the authenticity, I think that's a big, big part of it because I think we've all recognized that social media is so fake and that, I mean, people put out what they want you to see, right? And this is something that I'm trying to teach my children who are like getting to the age where they're interested in social media and stuff and they don't have access to any of that, but they're on Pinterest and they're obviously on YouTube and things and like, oh, and this and this. I'm like, that is not real life.
Mhm.
And what draws me to Instagram accounts to both of yours was authenticity because I'm like, I don't need somebody else putting on a show. I don't want somebody reviewing a book because they were paid to review the book and they probably haven't even read it and they're just saying
Mhm.
whatever because you can always tell.
Script. Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
always tell.
You can so tell.
And so yeah. And like for both of you, both of your profiles are so unique to you, which is
We are polar opposites.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
You
I was
both are so
very
different. Like
different.
I know that when I want like happy, happy sunshine, I go to Lindsay's just because of the colors they stimulate me.
Yeah.
And if I
You
want
want
like,
espresso,
hey,
espresso, you come to Tyler.
what's Tyler wearing today? And
Yeah.
what
Cares.
cleaning, what's she up to? How many 10 Canadian dollars is she putting in her little can today? Like I go to Tyler.
Yeah.
Like I go to you guys' profiles for specific things
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
I'm like, in need of. And I love
But
that.
for us, you're that constant, right? Lindsay, like she's that constant that is like on our profiles giving us likes and stuff like that. That kind of gives us the boost to and it's funny because like it's not even the boost to create more because the creativity is already there. As a content creator, you're always thinking, like,
Mhm.
what am I gonna do next? And what's gonna be the next fun thing? Um, I guess that's a question for you. Do you, because we were talking to an author previously, and there's this thing called a pantser and a plotter. And a pantser is somebody who just writes by the seat of their pants, and a plotter, you'd probably know. I'm very novice to books, so if I'm explaining this to you and you already know, just shut me up. And then a plotter is a plotter. But are you a pantser or are you a plotter when it comes to social media?
The only thing I ever plot or plan is reviews, just because I do read a
Mm.
lot of arcs. Like I know that one's coming out in this amount of time. I know that I don't have to. I'm not under contract with anybody, but it's like I know that I should
Hmm.
probably get this out at this time. As for all the other fun things, I made my post today, like at 2 a.m. last night because I'm like, oh, that
Nice.
sounds fun. Like
Oh,
it's never just I don't have an outline. I don't have a scheduled post. I make it as I come up with it, except for reviews. I just have the idea. Maybe I'll go to Pinterest and go ahead and find some images,
hmm.
but for the most part, I kind of just go as it comes to my brain because I
I
also know I'll
like that.
forget it pretty soon. So I kind of have to
Yeah.
act on it now and get the idea out there. Otherwise, I'm gonna be like, "What was that idea? Like 2 days ago?
Yeah.
I don't know. Too bad.
Do you
It's gone."
ever find yourself like getting overwhelmed with arcs? Because I assume that like for arcs, I've never arc read, but I
Hmm.
send out arcs
Hmm.
that, you don't know what might be coming down the pike, right? Because you sign up in the hopes that you're going to get something. Because I see your posts all the time, Lindsay, where you're
Hmm.
like, oh my God, I did not even
Yeah.
know this was coming. And here
Yeah.
it is. Do you ever get like overwhelmed or are you really intentional with how many arcs you sign up, who you sign up for, or are you just like let's just see what happens?
Do them all
Ooh,
and see what
yeah.
happens.
When I first because I also did not know that arcs were a thing when I started Bookstagram. I had no idea, and honestly, like, it makes so much sense. Obviously, you're gonna put out books with people prior to publication to get hype, but I just never even thought of that, and so I made a NetGalley account, all the things. I think I requested, like, 30 books. I didn't know how it worked. Yeah, no, and ooh, I'm down to yeah, don't do that, guys, okay? Um, if you wanna arc read, don't because I didn't know I was also like, "Oh, I'm so new, no one's gonna approve me, like, nobody even knows who I am," and then it's
Approved,
just yeah,
approved,
literally,
approved.
that's what happened. I'm still working on approvals from that first
Wow.
because they have such books that are so far in advance. I think I'm down to 4
Wow,
Nice.
NetGalley
good job.
arcs, and then I'm done. I'm
Round of
not gonna
applause.
request any unless it's like a favorite author or something. As for the physical books, yeah, another thing is I signed up for so many random little influencer programs. None of the big, I mean, some of them are kind of like, yay, nice. Um, not the big ones, they're a little exclusive. But I don't know what they're sending me, and I don't actually expect to be sent anything. So as for like physical books, that slowly started to trickle in, and it does kind of stress me out. And I think once those applications open, I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna put a pause for now. I love ARC reading, especially when it comes to indie reads too, because I know,
Mhm.
like, if I wrote a book, I would love for someone to show the care that I hope I give for those authors and books.
Yeah.
It is overwhelming. I'm definitely trying to cut back. Once I'm done with these, I'm not gonna request unless it's something that I would
Yeah,
like
'cause
die to have.
I could believe that. Well, and so do you consider yourself more of like a mood reader, or are you pretty, because it sounds like you're pretty disciplined. I am not. Not when it comes to
Uh,
reading.
I can be disciplined in the fact that I choose books that I think I'll be interested in, and then I'll choose one based off that little stack or that little thing. As for the arcs, I'm pretty disciplined. I don't know why I treat it all like a school assignment. Like, I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't read before it's published. Like,
Yeah.
I will force myself to read it. But then I've also had to chill out with that because I realize I'm not reading it that well or enjoying it because I feel like I'm on a
Yeah.
deadline. Like, I'm not enjoying the
Yeah.
story
Yeah.
compared to if I picked this up and took it to the pool one day and I'm like, "Wait, this is actually really good."
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
so what was the question? Oh my gosh, discipline.
Yeah,
No.
no, you
Mood
did,
read yeah.
you did answer
Okay.
if you're more of like a mood
You
reader.
sound you
Yeah.
sound kind of similar to me because JV asked me that question in our first episode, and I was like, honestly, I can be a very big mood reader, but I could also be like, I need to get this book read.
Mhm.
I've been putting it off. I need to read it, and I can sit down and read it. And I still enjoy it. It's just, it's a different part of your brain where you're like, all right,
Mhm.
you got to lock in.
Gotta do
Exactly.
So
it.
that
See?
leads me to my next question. What's your TBR, Lindsay?
What do you mean?
Physical, all of it?
Like how many I have? 'Cause we're trying to get rid of those.
Yes, because you are,
I
what's
am
it
on
called? Not decluttering. What's it called?
unhauling.
Unhauling, and I think that
Yes.
Unhauling.
that is so brave to do on a
Conscious
bookstagram,
uncoupling.
It
but
was so hard.
also and it's also, like, so good for people to see because overconsumption is in every facet of our lives. How many water bottles do we have? Don't ask me those questions, okay?
Mhm.
It's embarrassing. But, unhauling and giving those books new, like, lives with different people, I think is so brave to put on Bookstagram, but also people need to know you don't need to keep all of your books.
Mm-mm.
I mean, everyone's like reaching, like even myself, I'm like, I'm gonna have my own library. I'm like, do you realize, Tyler, that's over 1,000 books that you have to
Mhm.
have in your house?
Mhm.
Like, eventually, I'm probably gonna be like, okay, I can probably let some of these go. But I think that
Definitely
for
like
me,
shelf
that would be
trophies.
so difficult.
Yeah.
So, did you find that difficult to? Why do I keep wanting to say unalive?
Unhauling, that's a
Unhauling, yes.
Mhm.
good word.
You're not unaliving any books. The books are still fine. They're alive. They're safe.
Yeah, it's hard because there's always the little voice saying, "Well, if you get rid of it, what if it was the best book you've ever read and now you just, like, put it out in the world and you don't have it anymore?" Um, but a lot of so I don't really buy books new. If I do, it's because well, no, nowadays, I don't want hardcover books, so I never buy new books because they always come out in hardcover first. Um, but it's awful. Um,
I think we're the same in that
yeah,
sense because
I'm
I
just like, it's
won't read a
awful.
book unless it's in paperback.
Yeah. Hardcover's just hard. It hurts my hands. There's too much wrist work with it.
Agreed.
It's not relaxing. But yeah, it's tough. I'm also in like a limbo stage of life. Like I don't know where I'm going. I'm about to move in 2 months, so that was another motivation for the unhaul. I don't want to have to pack all those up and carry them. And
Mhm.
I also know that there are people out there that I'm sure would read that as soon as they grab it, maybe enjoy it. And a lot of them. Oh yeah, back to my new thing. I thrift. I love to thrift. And I buy them because I'm like, what a great price. I'm never going to find this again. Do I even want to read it? I don't know, but I get it for the price or because I saw someone read it. Yeah, no, exactly. It's like it's call out, but it's so
It's a
true.
dollar 75.
It's
It's
such a
been on
good
my shelf
deal.
for a year. Yeah.
And that's what I did. And I lived at home my first year while working. So I had a lot of extra spending money. And so that was always my go to. I was also a sad girl. So it was like, I'm going to go thrifting and make everything happy. And I'm going to come home with 6 more books. And it's just going to sit there. But it gave me that little teeny tiny bit of serotonin.
Dopamine.
Yeah.
The little
Yeah.
And then
serotonin
disappeared.
boost.
And then it disappears like all things do. Um, so yeah, it was hard, but I think it's necessary. Like I can't even tell you what books I got rid of now, truthfully.
Wow,
unless
that's
I go
great
back on the
though.
post. Like, that shows there was no
Yeah,
connection to it. Like, it
yeah,
didn't make sense to keep
yeah.
at
And
all.
were they all
That's
books that
awesome.
you had already read, or are there some that you just had and you just never read them?
I never read any of those. I think
Oh,
that's the
Wow!
problem, is that's also why I was such a big unhaul, because it's all unread books.
yeah,
Wow.
I mean, a couple of them I had, and I knew I wouldn't reread. Because that's another thing too, is I've gotten really stingy with the books I keep after I've read them.
yeah.
I don't know, it depends. But yeah, they were all unread, and that's, I think, was the biggest yikes too, because I can't even tell you if it was a good book or if I recommend, because I don't know. But now it's in someone
But
else's
that's
hands.
probably a good thing, right? I mean, you won't miss
Yeah.
it
Mhm.
if you don't even know if it was good or
Mhm.
bad. So it's like,
No,
yeah,
exactly.
weep not for roads untraveled.
Mhm. So that's why I
Yeah,
left it the
my little
TBR
Lincoln Park
question,
quote.
because I still have
I
so
was gonna
many
say, do
unread.
we wanna go back to it? Or are we
It's
just
like,
we're just gonna move along?
I could say, what am I gonna read next? I don't even know. I don't have a book.
To bring me to another thing, you update your Instagram with your current read and your current arc every book?
I can't believe you noticed. That's so funny.
That is
Yeah.
That
awesome.
is
With like a little bagel
incredible.
emoji.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do have a
and
bagel.
a bagel.
Yeah, I do. It's
Such dedication, girl.
Thank
Like,
you.
that is incredible. I would never I have this is my stack of books that I've read this year. I
Nice.
have uploaded 4 to Goodreads.
That's okay.
I need to sit down and like do it. But yeah, that is another thing is like you were constantly updating. It's those little things that like you don't think people notice. I noticed right away. I was like, girl, this person uploads every time she reads a book. She remembers. It's crazy.
Have you caught the ones where I put IDK? Because I have put IDK in there sometimes.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I was like, I have put, it was actually a couple weeks ago, because I was so stuck on what book that wasn't an arc to read. It was IDK for a couple days. I was
Oh.
like, I don't know.
But even the fact that you're doing it like every like that's crazy to me. Are you a fast? Do you consider yourself like a faster reader?
Mm, no, actually. I think I used to be, because I was a notorious skimmer, especially if it was very
Mm,
descriptive. Now I have a more of an appreciation. I think it's because I have become, friends, mutuals with a lot of authors, that I'm like, you
mm-hmm.
guys have written a lot of words. It would be a disservice to you and myself to not read every single one of them.
Yeah.
So I've definitely slowed down for the sake of enjoying a book and appreciating it more. Now, if it's like a little fluffy romance that's only 270 pages, yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to be down in one sitting, or done in one
I
Yeah, you're
sitting.
like yeah, that's those are the I think that those are the perfect palette cleansers.
Mhm.
Like you read something that's like bigger, darker, and then you're like, just give me like a 200 page.
That's
Mhm.
thrillers for me. I'm like,
Something.
okay, I need to cleanse
Wow,
my
you're
palate. I'm
crazy.
just gonna read a little Frida McFadden real quick.
It's crazy.
Mm.
It's just some kind of murder mystery.
Let me get over my trauma with more trauma, just a different variety.
Hey, I
As
like
long as it's
drama.
not mine, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like drama.
exactly.
What can I say? Not rom-coms. Don't no, I won't read
Yeah.
it.
I love a
I
rom-com.
know,
I've
that's why
said
we're
I've
friends. We're opposites.
I've slowly started to get into them. I was an anti-romance book reader for a while, and then 2 years now, I've challenged myself in February to only read romance.
cute.
Yeah, and it's caused me to appreciate a little bit more. I think it's not the genre's problem. I think it's just me going with what people find popular, and it's just themes that I don't care
That's
about.
usually the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never the
I think
genre
that
itself.
lends to the fact that traditional romance, you're setting yourself up for the same story, different people every single time. But an
Mhm,
indie romance, there's so much more substance to
mhm,
them, I find. Like I prefer well, I prefer indies over traditional just in general. And I think it does come with the persona online, right? That we are bookstagrammers. I feel like it's such a weird thing to call ourselves, but content creators and we have this allegiance to the indie world, right? You once you're in that world, like I learned so much about the author's writing process and just like how an author thinks. And same thing as you're like, if I don't sit down and read this word for word, I'm doing a disservice to the person who sat down and wrote this,
mhm.
right? So, but I find that I hate to say it, but traditional books are not always as great as everyone says they are, and indie books just hit different because they've given the freedom to like do what they want. It's their book, they're publishing, right?
I
So
think you probably have the ability with indies because we as indies, we usually don't have the reach that traditionally published books do, unless like for some weird fluke, like you blow up somehow somewhere. And I mean, for traditional books, and I'm assuming that also puts pressure on you guys as bookstagrammers. It's like you almost have this push. You have to read this because that's what's going to get you seen right now. I'm in like a few engagement groups on Instagram, for example, and so I'll go on there to like some posts, just give people some engagement, and I'm like, oh, I've seen this book 5 times now. Is everybody reading the same stuff right now? Give me something unique. Give me something
Exactly.
different. Yeah. And it's like, are you reading it because you really want to read it, or are you reading it because that's the it thing right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like atmosphere right now
Yeah.
is going around. And I'm like, I have no idea what that's about. And I looked at it and I was like, I don't think that's for me. And I'm probably not going to read it or do a review on it. And am I missing that wave? Maybe. You know, with the algorithm, maybe because I'm not using that hashtag or whatever. But I think if you're going to be reading books and then doing content, you should be reading what you enjoy, not necessarily what is the most popular. Because I've been burnt. They're like, this book is amazing. And I pick it up and I read it. I'm like, this book was literal trash. Like, I did not have a good time. There's so many plot holes, you know. So you have to keep yourself like at the forefront of what you're doing for your
Yeah.
content.
And
And
not
that a
ruin it
lot
for
of it for us is
yourself.
just reading. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you DNF books, Lindsay?
Gosh, yes.
Or are you
Jeez.
a strong non-DNFer?
I used to be a strong non-DNFer, and now I think it's because I look at my shelf and how many unread books there are. I'm like, I gotta end this now. This is too much a waste of my time. I know there's probably a better book on this shelf.
Mhm.
I've gotten a lot more comfortable DNFing arcs
Yeah.
too, even indie arcs. And
Yeah.
I don't put it on any platform. It's just
Yeah.
me because I'm like, I would hate to hinder any of your success. But yeah,
Mhm.
I definitely DNF now. And I think it's because I've also established my taste as a reader, and like my taste is all over the place. But I don't know. It could be the littlest thing. I'm just like,
Yeah, no,
no. Yeah.
I'm very much a big fan of DNFing a book. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, it's like a toxic relationship. I don't want toxic in my life. If I'm not having a
Mm-hmm.
good time, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
It's awful. And then it's
How
like, yeah.
quickly
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, no, no.
No, 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 go ahead. Oh, yeah.
I don't even remember now. It's fine. Go ahead. It's like I have no clue.
Sorry.
No, you're
I was
totally
just
fine.
gonna ask, like, how quickly, like, percentage-wise into a book are you like, it's not, no, I'm done.
I usually do try to get at least a quarter of the way through, because sometimes it is just the issue of starting a story. You don't know really how to, because like you have the idea of the plot and like the climax, but you gotta hook the reader. But I did just DNF one at 4% because I was done. So that's probably
Good.
like a couple chapters in.
What genre
Yeah.
was it?
It was a cowboy romance. It was just it just felt like I was reading, there was just too many literary devices and similes and metaphors that I was just like, I can't do that right now. Like
Mhm.
I feel like you're trying to be deep, but you're just coming off of his hair was like this. Her eyes were
Oh my gosh,
as
when they're
it's just
over
as
descriptive?
so over descriptive. It was a weird
Yeah.
tone, and I was sad because it was also an indie book, and I was just like, oh no. But yeah, I think that was why. It was only about 4%. And I just knew, I'm like, if this is how we're doing it for the first couple chapters, this is going to be the whole book. And it just drove me nuts.
100%.
So, but I
Yeah.
usually do try to give it a little bit of a chance. Because some of times it is like, okay, maybe I don't want to read this right now. And then the mood thing comes in. Yeah,
Yeah.
usually pretty quick.
Are you comfortable with us leaving that in the podcast?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to check in.
No, yeah, you're good.
You guys, I'm just checking the time.
Yeah.
It's 11:46. I think
Yeah, like, we've been recording for an hour and 2 minutes.
I
How?
know. It's because
I'm a rambler.
no, because we're
No,
having a
it's
good
great.
conversation. We can keep
Yes.
going. But I think we probably need to wrap it up here, but we'd love to have you on in the future if you're ever down to
Gosh,
do it again.
yes.
Unless we scared you off.
No.
Yeah.
I love
Okay.
it because now you two, y'all are the second, third person I've met from the Bookstagram space. I love it. It's great. Like this
Oh, that's
is,
cool.
it makes
Yeah, we had a
it more
good
human.
time.
It's wonderful. And also
Have
you
you
have
done a podcast before?
No, never.
Wow, you're really, like, like,
So
I would have
good.
thought you've done,
Oh,
like,
thank
so
you.
many of them. Yeah.
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 A
I like,
natural.
oh, well,
Yeah,
thank you.
that's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
I just like to talk to people. They're so interesting. there. Y'all are
And we
so
try
like
and
it's great.
create like a chill environment.
Mhm.
Like, we're just having a conversation, just girlies hanging out, chit-chatting, like as if we were at a cafe or something, right? So,
That's great.
Yep.
right. All right, Lindsay, we've had so much fun with you today. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Before we let you go, we wanted to pass the mic over to you. Let the people know what you got going on in your life.
And where we
So I
can find
just
you.
so I just got picked up for a movie. It's coming. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's actually I was like,
We
it's
did.
actually, yeah, I did. I'm very humble. No, you can find me. My main platform is Instagram at Books.With.Bagel, and it's books.with.bagel. Because there is a Books with Bagel out there that does post bagels. So that's honestly where you can find me. And then my Threads is linked, but I don't really do anything on there. So that's about it. I was like, I don't even know
Awesome.
everything is Books with Bagel. If you want to find me, that's it. You'll
Books with
find me.
Bagel.
Mine are on
Mhm.
Xbox.
Oh, Blonde Bagel on Xbox.
Blonde
If you
Bagel.
want to queue
One
up or
word?
anything. Yeah, Blonde Bagel. All
Blonde
lowercase, I
Bagel.
believe. Yes, that's
Thank you
me.
so much, Lindsay. We had a
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
time.
Thank you for having me. So great
You're
to
so
meet
welcome.
y'all.
We'll,
Yeah,
we'll hope to have you back soon.
I would love to come back.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. Maybe I'll
When you
actually
got
have
like
ghosts.
2 million followers and we can talk to famous Lindsay.
I can actually get y'all that ghost sponsorship, guys.
Yeah.
I actually own Ghost now. This inspired me. But yeah, thank you
All
guys so
right.
much.
Awesome.
Well, have a good move.
Yes, thank
Yes.
you. I will.
And enjoy Father's Day. Say Happy Father's Day to Papa Bagel.
Yes, I will. He's probably still mowing. I don't hear it, but he's
Mowing takes
probably still
forever.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much.
Thank
No
you.
worries. Have a good
Thanks.
rest of your day.
Yes, y'all too.
Bye bye.